Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video today. I have a special message for you. So this one is about to remind you to take care of your self-talk. Right, we can always find ourselves in a certain self-dialogue. We are always talking to ourselves. But often I see people being victims of their self-negative talk. And those people always say, I will be happy when those things will appear. I will be grateful when I will see money on my bank account. I will feel love when I will see or find my soulmate or whatever it is. Those people always use excuses why they can't be fulfilled at this moment. But the truth is, you're already fulfilled. You're just pulling yourself off that state with your mind, not being aware of how to use your mind for feeling better. So the biggest problem in society is the dysfunction of the mind. So what is the function of our minds? The main function of our minds is to use it for creating. Mind is a creative tool. It's an instrument. And it's your instrument for creating. So why are you constantly pulling yourself down? Because nobody taught you how to use that instrument. Nobody taught us how to use our minds. So our minds became like sponges. Everything we perceive is affecting our minds. And suddenly we don't know how to stop thinking. We're thinking about bad things happening. We're thinking about what we said wrong. We're thinking and overanalyzing about what we could do, what we did, what we need to do, how much time is left, and we're thinking about who we will become and what is happening in our lives, and all of that. So many thoughts. And there's never, we never come to an end of thinking about something, right? So the main thing we need to become aware is that if you want to feel better, you need to become more kind to yourself. Self-kindness is coming from a greater self-awareness that you're already enough. And as the great shamans were always saying, be the light which you are, and use your mind for expressing the light. So each of us is an extension of the source, of the creator. Therefore, each of us is a co-creator. But, as each of us is that great co-creator, we are co-creating what we let ourselves to think over and over again. So how often we stop, we pause ourselves, and we become aware of the stories we are constantly telling to ourselves. How often we pause our lives and we become aware of the story we are telling to ourselves about our life, about our financial state, about our relationships, about our job, about our spiritual awareness, about the system, the matrix, whatever, about God, about the universe, whatever it is. How often we pause ourselves and we truly start observing what are the thoughts that are constantly running in our minds about ourselves. Because soon as we become aware of the stories, we recognize, oh, that's why my life is the way it is. Oh, that's why my relationships are the way they are. We've stopped expanding ourselves in the certain areas of our lives. We've let ourselves to be limited by the stories we are telling to ourselves. So most people got identified by the stories they're telling to themselves. But the truth is, our truth identity is light. Our true identity is the source, the creator. Nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. The source. That's our true identity. And when we identify ourselves as the light beings, everything else is already real. Everything else is already present. Because we know that if we want to experience something, we just need to see it in our minds. If we want to make certain changes, we just need to enlighten those aspects of our lives with our light, with our actions. We need to become the change that we wish to see. And to become the change that we wish to see, we firstly need to become more kind to ourselves, more loving to ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to be aware when to recharge our batteries, when to chill, when to meditate, when to relax, and so on. You know, there's a greater plan for all of us. And the plan was created by you, by your light, by your soul. You've created a plan for yourself. And the source of that light is taking care that you are walking on that plan, that you are constantly learning from yourself, from your good doings and from your mistakes, that you are constantly learning. And the source is saying, like, if you will not learn now, the lesson will repeat until you will find what to change, so we can finally get back into a greater state of alignment. So most people are suffering not because of their external life situations, but because of their internal negative self-dialogue. And when we pay more attention to how we are talking to ourselves, we can always separate ourselves from those thoughts, and we just observe them. The biggest realization is when we recognize that we don't need to react to our thoughts. You don't need to react to your thoughts. You can observe them. You can analyze them, but there is no need to do that. You can just observe your thoughts. Just see what is happening in your mind. Like, see your thoughts. And feel if there is anything to feel. Observe your feelings. Observe your emotions. Stay aware with it. And slowly you will see that separation is getting bigger between yourself as an observer and between of what you are observing. And suddenly you will recognize, well, I am not all the stories. Therefore, I don't need to feel bad about them, because they are not mine. Maybe through my life's journey, I've adopted the stories and so on, but they are not mine. And suddenly you recognize, well, your body is a vehicle of your light. So you can express your life through it. And suddenly you recognize that, well, there's a life expressing through you. When the life is expressing through you, you feel inspired to give life to life, right? You feel inspired to do that. And that's where people start doing all kinds of different things. People feel inspired to draw, to paint, to sing, to dance, to whatever it is that inspires us. Or maybe they just start screaming and laughing and enjoying and playing and jumping around. Because life is all about being playful. You see the birds in the sky, they are playing. Here and there they feel in danger, but most of the time they are playing. You see the trees, they are dancing in the wind. Have you ever seen trees dancing in the wind? Well, kids see them that way. Why? Because kids kids see life in a simple form. Everything can be a game, everything can be a playful experience. If only we would not look on everything so seriously, right? So everything is a game. Look on life as a stage on which you are playing, on which you are enjoying, on which you are expressing yourself in the most joyful way. And every time you feel sadness or you feel depressed or whatever it is, it just means that you've lost yourself in mind. You've lost yourself in all possible stories, ideas, concepts, and whatever it is. And it's time to find yourself again. Because the purpose of being lost is to find yourself. Like you would be standing in the middle of the forest. And let's say there are two persons, two different guys, lost in the forest. One will say, well, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. And the other one will say, a part of me is feeling lost, but I feel guidance. I feel like life is guiding me. So an intuitive feeling is saying to me that I will be okay. I just need to trust the process. And you know, the difference is that on the surface, these two different guys are looking lost. But one has hope, one has something bigger to follow, and the other one is feeling hopeless. The other one is scared, is frustrated, is stuck, and all of that. And we all can decide, well, sometimes we can find ourselves at certain really hard situations. Even I find myself sometimes at the situations, but I have trust because life is always working for me. Like so often in the past it happened that I've released any need to control things and things started flowing. I was never planning about being an artist, painting the paintings that I'm painting and making those videos. I was never planning about any of that. But it happened. I've experienced a guidance, like a need. I need to do that. I need to start working on that. And you know, it happens when we release and surrender ourselves to life. And you may wonder, well, how to do that? I would love to feel that internal guidance, but how to do that? How on earth to do that? Well, identify yourself by light rather than your thoughts. Identify yourself by something bigger than yourself. And you will see that there's a purpose. You will feel there's a special reason you've came here on earth to do, to create, to give, to whatever it is. There's a special reason you've decided to come here right at this time. So, my friends, it's a process, so don't think it will happen in one day. Sometimes people say, yeah, I'm meditating for some time and nothing happened. And my answer is always, well, you're still attached to the outcome. You're still attached to what you want to experience. There's nothing you need to experience because you're already everything. You're already everything. Become everything. And recognize that whatever needs to happen will happen through you. Wherever you are there because you need to be there. Whatever is happening because it needs to happen. And as we get to that state of awareness, that wherever you are safe there, because the universe is taking care of you. Whoever is present in your life is present in your life because they are your greatest teachers. Your greatest spiritual teachers, we could say it that way, because from every person we can learn something we didn't knew about ourselves before. From every person. Some people will teach us how to open our hearts, how to become more kind to others, how to become more loving to others, how to become more honest to others. And some people will teach us how to open our eyes, how to see whom not to trust, how to see whom not to tell everything, how to see whom not to give something they are not willing or ready to receive. So we are always learning, and we recognize that we always attract people in our lives which can reflect our internal state. So it means that whenever you're observing people in your life, become aware of what is still present within you, that those people feel attracted to you. Because I've noticed that as I'm doing that work for some time now, and I've started seeing for more than 1 year that every time when I need to take care of certain official papers, or whatever it is about my company or insurance or whatever it is, those official papers, every time I need to take care of any of that, I used to, in the past, every time I was doing those things, there were boring people and something went wrong, and there was always something I needed to something that was not right, or whatever. But for a bit more than 1 year, I'm seeing every time I'm taking care of that, the person which is helping me on the other side is always gentle, always kind, always loving. So I started seeing, I've changed my vibrational signal to such a degree that people which are on my path are always loving, always kind and compassionate, always ready to help. So, when I'm talking to people, and sometimes when people are complaining to me how other people are treating them, I always say to them, take care of your self-talk. Take care of how you're nurturing yourself, because the way you're nurturing yourself, other people will be nurturing you. Everything is a reflection of our internal state. And once we understand that, we will always know that there's a force of life which is taking care of us. But there are the things we need to take care of with our free will, so everything can be in a great alignment. We can't just wait that something outside of us will take care of our lives. But once we surrender, we detach from expectations, we detach from results, we detach from our needs and wants. Most of them are coming from our ego. And we tap to our heart's desires. Heart's desires are coming from the soul. And heart's desires are always supported by the universe, because they are not just for our good, but for the greater good. So always take care of how you're nurturing yourself, so you can tap deeper into your heart and you can become aware of your heart's desires and start following them. Learn to detach of what is not you, because often society has programmed us to think certain way, to act certain way, to be certain way, to do certain things. But those are not us. Those are the programs we've been programmed by. Once we understand who we truly are, we start walking the path of the soul. And at that moment, life becomes like we are plugged to the energy of luck. lucky things starts happening to us. And people say, well, what are you doing that all those good things are always happening to you? And you will always know the answer. I've become more kind to myself. I've started treating myself like people I love. I've started talking to myself like to people I love. And I've started taking care of my inner garden. I've stopped chasing butterflies, and I've taken care of my inner garden, and butterflies came. Right? Like an ancient quote goes. Stop chasing butterflies. Take care of your inner garden and butterflies will come. It's same with everything else. Stop chasing money, stop chasing things, stop chasing love and happiness and whatever. Take care of your inner garden and all of that will come to you. You know, all of us are seeking the improvement because we think we need to improve ourselves. We only think we need to improve ourselves because we feel not the best versions of ourselves. And we feel that we are not the best versions of ourselves because we are programmed to think that way. And if you want to become the best version of yourself, you need to let go of those programs so you can recognize that you are actually an eternal spirit having human experience so you can express your light. And you recognize that your body is a great vehicle. And as long as you have your body, you can appreciate it because it is allowing you to shine your light through it. A day will come when your body will get tired and it will turn back to dust, back to soil. But you will live on. You will fly away through the galaxies and different dimensions and different realms, and you will play in all possible different ways. But right now you're here. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate who you are. Express gratitude towards your body, and always identify yourself by that which is bigger than you. However you want to describe it. You can say the universe, the light, the love, the God, the creator, whatever, doesn't matter. Just don't let yourself to be identified by the thoughts, emotions, anything which is not you. You can use then your thoughts and stories and all of that for co-creating your reality. To think the thoughts which can help you to uplift your spirit, which can help you to adapt your reality to your spirit, but never identify yourself by it. So this is it for today, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, and I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Thanks to everyone for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. You're all truly appreciated, and feel free to spread some love in the comment section. Let's raise some love for everyone who is going through hard times, because you know, you matter, and each act of love is creating a huge difference on the world. Firstly on individual level and then on the collective level. So always spread love, my friends. Till next time, one love.